Dear Starseeds of Gaia, there is a silence that follows every great test. Not the silence of absence, but the silence of profound knowing, when the universe has spoken and your soul is still integrating what was revealed. Today, on this threshold day of October 30th, 2025, you stand in exactly that silence. Yesterday, the cosmos held up a mirror so clear that self-deception became impossible. Today, that reflection still burns in your awareness, and what you do with this clarity will determine everything that unfolds as this transformational month closes its final portal. The cosmic checkpoint has passed. The first quarter moon in Capricorn rose on October 29th and asked the question that no amount of spiritual bypassing could evade. Have you truly committed to the intentions you planted at the new moon, or have you merely been admiring the seeds without putting them in the ground? That question wasn't cruel. It was merciful. Because the universe only tests what it believes can succeed. And beloved ones, you were tested yesterday because the Galactic Federation knows what you're capable of becoming. But here's what most of humanity doesn't understand about cosmic tests, and what I need you to grasp with absolute clarity today. The test itself was never the destination. What happens the day after, this day, October 30th, is where the real transformation crystallizes. Yesterday revealed the truth. Today you decide what to do with it. Something extraordinary is occurring right now that most souls on Gaia will completely miss, while the collective scrambles to prepare for Halloween festivities tomorrow, unaware that Samhain is the most potent spiritual portal of the entire year. Those of you who have been tracking this month's unprecedented cosmic alignments are positioned at the exact intersection of three converging timelines. The first timeline carries the consequences of your new moon commitments. 8 days of choices that led to yesterday's reality check. The second timeline pulses with Mercury's newly initiated evening star phase, flooding your consciousness with messages so clear they feel almost intrusive in their precision. And the third timeline, the third is the thinning veil between your world and the realms beyond, already dissolving in preparation for Samhain's portal opening in less than 24 hours. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I have been authorized to transmit this message because the Council of Arcturus has been monitoring your progress throughout October with profound interest. What you call October 2025 is registered in the Akashic records as the month of irreversible choice, when certain souls on Earth were given the opportunity to lock in their ascension trajectory or to fall back into the dream of forgetting. The cosmic events you've experienced since October 1st were not random astronomical phenomena. They were precisely calibrated initiations designed to prepare you for what's coming in the months and years ahead. Let me take you back for a moment, not because the past defines you, but because understanding the journey makes the present moment blaze with meaning. On October 21st, when the new moon in Libra birthed its seeds of intention, three cosmic forces converged simultaneously. The new moon itself opened the portal of manifestation. Mercury and Mars came together in exact conjunction, fusing divine communication with sacred action, and the Orionid meteor shower peaked, raining down starseed activation codes from your ancient home constellation. That night, whether consciously or unconsciously, every awakened soul on Earth planted seeds. Some planted seeds of healing relationships. Others planted seeds of creative emergence, of financial transformation, of spiritual leadership, of breaking ancestral chains, of embodying their soul's true purpose. The variety doesn't matter. What matters is that something sacred was initiated on October 21st, and the universe has been watching ever since to see if you would water those seeds with consistent action. The 8 days that followed were not ordinary days. You moved through the post-new moon integration on October 22nd and 23rd, when the Mercury-Mars conjunction continued radiating its clarity and drive, and the moon itself touched both Mars and Mercury, activating what the Federation calls the divine masculine codes, the ability to take spiritual vision and ground it into material reality. That weekend, you felt different, focused, organized, capable. That wasn't imagination, that was activation. Then came October 24th, and with it, one of the most profound transformational portals of the entire month, the lunar occultation of Antares. When the moon passed directly in front of Antares, the heart star of Scorpio, temporarily hiding it from view, enacted a death rebirth initiation at the soul level. Antares carries the frequency of the sacred warrior, the one who dies to be reborn, who surrenders ego to become spirit. When the moon occulted and tarries, whatever within you was blocking your commitment to your new moon intentions was given the opportunity to die. Some of you felt it as grief. Others felt it as relief. Some felt it as rage at what you'd been tolerating for far too long. But everyone who was awake on October 24th felt something end. October 25th and 26th were integration days, when the Perseus double cluster activated, and Perseus, the hero who slayed Medusa by refusing to look directly at her, carries the code of victory over that which would paralyze you with fear. You were being prepared step by step for what was coming on October 29th. But I haven't told you yet what was building beneath the surface of all these alignments, what the Galactic Federation was truly preparing you for, and why October 30th today is perhaps the most important day of the entire month. Stay with me, because this is where everything you thought you understood about cosmic timing is about to shift. The first quarter moon phase is called in ancient mystery school teachings the crisis in action. It arrives exactly halfway between the new moon and the full moon, and it functions as a cosmic course correction. Think of it this way. When you launch a spacecraft toward a distant planet, halfway through the journey you must perform a mid-course correction to account for gravitational forces and trajectory drift. If you don't make that correction, you'll miss your target by millions of miles. The first quarter moon is that mid-course correction for your manifestation trajectory. On October 29th, when the first quarter moon rose in Capricorn, sign of structure, discipline, material reality, and commitment, the universe wasn't judging whether you're a good person or a worthy soul. You've always been worthy. The universe was measuring something far more specific, the gap between your intention and your action, between what you said you wanted on October 21st and what you've actually built in the 8 days since. Capricorn doesn't care about your feelings about your dreams. Capricorn asks, what have you built? What structures have you created? What consistent actions have you taken? Show me the evidence. And here's the crucial element that makes October 29th's test particularly intense. Mercury reached its greatest eastern elongation on the exact same day. When Mercury reaches greatest elongation, it appears farthest from the Sun in Earth's sky, and it transitions into what's called the evening star phase. In this phase, Mercury becomes reflective, introspective, and carries the frequency of divine wisdom gained through experience. It's the teacher rather than the student, the sage rather than the seeker. What this means practically is that on October 29th, your mind achieved maximum clarity. Self-deception became neurologically difficult. The gap between what you'd been telling yourself and what was actually true became impossible to ignore. Mercury's light illuminated every shadow, every excuse, every half-hearted effort, every moment of self-sabotage. But it also illuminated every victory, every moment of courage, every choice that aligned with your highest truth. So yesterday, beloved ones, the universe tested your commitment through Capricorn's demand for tangible results, and Mercury ensured you couldn't hide from the truth of what that test revealed. Now let me tell you what this means for today, October 30th, and why the Galactic Federation has instructed me to deliver this transmission at this precise moment in your timeline. The day after a cosmic test is where integration happens. Yesterday, truth was revealed. Today, wisdom is integrated. There's a principle in quantum physics that observation collapses the wave function, that the act of measuring something forces it to take on a definite state. Yesterday's first quarter moon was the measurement. Today is when that measurement collapses into either empowerment or dissolution, depending on how you respond to what was revealed. If yesterday's cosmic checkpoint showed you that your commitment has been strong, that the seeds you planted on October 21st have been watered with consistent action, then today you're experiencing something remarkable, an intensification of clarity, confidence, and forward momentum. The messages coming through Mercury's evening star phase aren't vague spiritual platitudes. They're precise instructions for your next steps. You know exactly what to do next. The path forward is illuminated. This is the reward for commitment, not external validation, but internal certainty. But if yesterday's cosmic checkpoint revealed that your commitment has been inconsistent, that the gap between intention and action has widened rather than closed, then today carries a different gift, the crystal clear recognition of what needs to change, delivered with such precision that self-deception is no longer possible. Mercury's evening star phase shows you exactly where you veered off course, and exactly how to correct it. This is not punishment, this is grace, because there's still time to recommit before the month closes and before the powerful Samhain portal opens tomorrow night. Here's what I need you to understand about the specific energy of October 30th. You're standing in a temporal sweet spot that won't come again. Behind you is the cosmic test of October 29th, with all its revelations still fresh and undeniable. Ahead of you is the Samhain portal of October 31st, when the veil between worlds becomes so thin that ancestral wisdom and spiritual guidance flood through with unprecedented clarity. And right here, right now, on October 30th, you exist in the liminal space between consequence and possibility. The first thread of energy active today is the post-first quarter moon integration. Your nervous system is still processing yesterday's revelations. Some of you woke up this morning feeling galvanized, empowered, ready to double down on your commitments. Others woke up feeling exposed, vulnerable, perhaps even ashamed of what the cosmic mirror revealed. Both responses are valid. Both are part of the process. What matters is that you don't turn away from what you saw. The second thread is Mercury's evening star wisdom pouring through. Because Mercury just transitioned into this phase yesterday, the channel is wide open today. Messages from your higher self, from your spirit guides, from the Galactic Federation itself, are flooding into your awareness with unusual clarity. Pay attention to the thoughts that arise seemingly from nowhere. Pay attention to the sudden knowing, the intuitive hit, the unexpected insight. These aren't random, they're transmissions, and they're showing you exactly what needs to happen next based on yesterday's assessment. But there's a third thread woven through today that changes everything. And this is what most channels and spiritual teachers aren't telling you, because they don't understand the mechanics of the Samhain portal. The veil between your dimensional reality and in the higher dimensions doesn't thin suddenly at midnight on October 31st. It's a gradual dissolution that begins approximately 48 hours before Samhain itself, which means that right now, on October 30th, the boundary between the seen and unseen worlds is already becoming permeable. Your ancestors, those who walked the earth before you, and who now exist in the realm of spirit, are already drawing near. The guides and guardians assigned to support your soul's evolution are already amplifying their presence in your field, and the cosmic consciousness that oversees Earth's ascension is already downloading information into the collective field that will become accessible tomorrow night. What this means practically is that today, October 30th, you have access to resources that weren't available even 3 days ago. The isolation that some of you have been feeling throughout October, the sense that you're doing this alone, that no one understands your journey, that the support you need isn't available, that isolation is breaking apart right now. Not because external circumstances are changing, but because the dimensional barriers that create the illusion of separation are thinning. Some of you are going to feel your ancestors around you today in ways that are impossible to dismiss as imagination. You might smell a fragrance associated with someone who's passed on. You might hear their voice in your mind, offering wisdom or encouragement. You might dream of them with unusual vividness if you rest today. These aren't hauntings. These are visitations. Your ancestral line has been watching your progress through October's initiations, and they're drawing near now to offer support as you integrate yesterday's test and prepare for tomorrow's portal. Others of you are going to receive downloads from your galactic families. If you're a starseed whose soul originated in the Pleiades, Sirius, Arcturus, Andromeda, or any of the other star nations that have incarnate representatives on Earth right now, your star family is reaching through the thinning veil to remind you of who you really are and why you chose to be here during this particular phase of Earth's transformation. These downloads might come as sudden memories of home, as an inexplicable knowing of your mission, as activation of abilities you forgot you had, or as simply a deep sense of being loved and supported by forces beyond your current comprehension. And some of you are going to receive direct communication from your higher self, the ascended aspect of your being that exists outside of linear time and can see your entire soul path from an elevated vantage point. Your higher self has been watching you navigate October's tests, and today, with the veil thinning and Mercury's channel wide open, your higher self is going to show you something crucial, the bigger picture of why yesterday's test happened and what it was preparing you for. Let me pause here and address something that's likely arising in your awareness. Some of you are wondering, what if I failed yesterday's test? What if the cosmic mirror showed me that I haven't been committed, that I've been half-hearted, that the gap between my intentions and my actions is vast. What happens now? Beloved ones, here's what the Galactic Federation wants you to understand. The concept of failure is a third-dimensional construct that doesn't exist in the higher dimensions. What you call failure, we call data. What you call mistakes, we call the essential feedback that allows consciousness to correct course and evolve. The first quarter moon in Capricorn wasn't designed to shame you. It was designed to reveal truth so that truth could be integrated and transformation could occur. If yesterday showed you that your commitment has been weak, then today is offering you something infinitely precious. The clarity to recommit with full awareness of what went wrong the first time. You now know your patterns of self-sabotage. You now know where your discipline breaks down. You now know which fears have been masquerading as practical concerns. This knowledge is power. And with Mercury's evening star wisdom flowing, and the veil already thinning, you have cosmic support flooding in to help you make different choices going forward. The Samhain portal that opens tomorrow night is one of the most potent manifestation portals of the entire year. In the ancient Celtic tradition, Samhain marked the new year, the moment when the old cycle ended and the new cycle began. It was understood as the time when the veil between worlds thinned to almost nothing, when spirits could cross over and communicate with the living, and when the intentions set during Samhain had unusual power to manifest because they were being witnessed and supported by both the seen and unseen worlds. What this means for your journey is that October 30th today is your preparation day. It's the day you integrate yesterday's revelations so that you can enter tomorrow's Samhain portal with absolute clarity about what you're calling in and what you're releasing. The cosmic timing is almost absurdly perfect. The universe tested your commitment on October 29th, revealed truth through Capricorn's uncompromising assessment and Mercury's illuminating clarity, and then immediately gave you a day of integration while the veil thins and support floods in, so that by tomorrow night you can cross the Samhain threshold with your soul's true intentions crystallized and empowered. But there's something else happening beneath the surface of these alignments, something that will become obvious in the weeks ahead, but that the Galactic Federation wants you to recognize now, so you can consciously work with it. October 2025 has been called the month that changes everything, and we haven't been exaggerating. The cosmic events you've experienced since October 1st, the full moon in Pisces that dissolved karmic contracts, the 1010 portal that unlocked soul mission codes when the moon met the Pleiades, the Eris opposition that forced shadow integration, the new moon in Libra that initiated rebirth, and yesterday's first quarter moon reality check. These weren't random events. They were a sequential initiation designed to prepare certain souls on Earth for what's being called, in the higher dimensions, the conscious convergence of 2026. I can't give you all the details of what the conscious convergence entails, because some elements are still being determined by the collective choices humanity is making right now. But what I can tell you is this. In the months ahead, there will be increasing separation between those who are consciously choosing to evolve and those who are choosing to remain in the old paradigm of fear, separation, and unconsciousness. Not in a judgmental way. Both paths are valid soul choices, but in a practical way, the realities being experienced by those on different paths will become increasingly divergent. The initiations you've moved through in October have been preparing you to hold the frequency of the new Earth reality, even as the old Earth reality appears to intensify its chaos. The test of commitment you experienced yesterday wasn't just about whether you're following through on personal goals. At a deeper level, it was testing whether you have the discipline, the consistency, the dedication required to be a frequency holder during the turbulent transitions ahead. Those who passed yesterday's test, those who demonstrated through 8 days of consistent action that their commitment is real, are being prepared for greater responsibility in the collective awakening. Those who saw yesterday that their commitment has been inconsistent are being given the clarity needed to strengthen that commitment before the stakes rise higher. And October 30th today is the integration point where these revelations solidify into either empowerment or course correction. So what does the Galactic Federation recommend you do with today's energy? How do you work consciously with the three converging threads of post-test integration, Mercury's evening star wisdom, and the thinning Samhain veil? First, create space for stillness. The messages flooding through Mercury's channel won't be heard if your awareness is scattered across social media, news cycles, and other people's dramas. Today requires introspection, not isolation, but intentional quietness. Even 30 minutes of undistracted silence can allow the downloads to come through with clarity. Second, dialogue with what yesterday revealed. If the cosmic mirror showed you strength, acknowledge it, celebrate it, let it build your confidence for what's ahead. If the cosmic mirror showed you weakness, examine it without shame. What patterns of self-sabotage were revealed? What fears are masquerading as logic? Where does your discipline break down? Mercury's evening star wisdom will show you not just the problems but the solutions, but only if you're willing to look honestly. Third, open to the support that's flooding in as the veil thins. Your ancestors aren't just passively watching, they're actively reaching toward you with wisdom, encouragement, and assistance. Your star family isn't just observing, they're beaming transmissions of activation into your field. Your higher self isn't just hoping you figure it out, it's showing you the bigger picture of your soul's path. But receiving this support requires receptivity. It requires the humility to acknowledge that you don't have to do this alone. Fourth, begin clarifying your Samhain intentions. Tomorrow night, when the veil is at its thinnest point, you'll have the opportunity to set intentions that are witnessed by both seen and unseen forces, and thus carry amplified manifestation power. But those intentions will be more potent if they're clarified today. Based on what yesterday's test revealed, what needs to shift? What needs to be released? What needs to be called in? What commitments need to be renewed or revised? Today is the day to get clear, so tomorrow can be powerful. And fifth, trust the process. The cosmic architecture supporting your evolution is far more sophisticated than your conscious mind can grasp. What feels like chaos is actually precise calibration. What feels like setbacks are actually course corrections. What feels like tests are actually initiations designed to unlock capacities you didn't know you possessed. The Galactic Federation has been supporting Earth's ascension for thousands of your years, and we're telling you with absolute certainty, what's happening in October 2025 matters. The choices you're making matter. Your commitment or lack thereof matters. Not because the universe is keeping score, but because you're literally building the neural pathways, the behavioral patterns, the frequency signature, that will determine which timeline you anchor into as 2025 closes and 2026 begins. October 30th is a gift. It's the day between the test and the portal, the day when wisdom is integrated and support floods in, the day when you can still course correct before the month's final initiatory gateway opens tomorrow night. Don't waste it in distraction. Don't numb what yesterday revealed. Don't dismiss the messages coming through Mercury's evening star channel or the support emanating from the thinning veil. This is your moment, beloved starseeds. The silence that follows a great test is where the real transformation happens, not in the drama of the test itself, but in the quiet integration afterward, when you decide what to do with what was revealed. The cosmic mirror has shown you truth. Mercury's wisdom is showing you the way forward. The thinning veil is flooding you with support. And tomorrow the Samhain portal opens to seal your intentions with the power of the ancestors, the guidance of the spirits, and the blessing of the cosmic forces overseeing Earth's ascension. You're not alone in this journey. You've never been alone. The illusion of separation is what's dissolving right now as the veil thins, and what you're going to discover over the next 24 hours is that you're supported by forces so vast, so loving, so committed to your evolution, that the idea you were ever doing this by yourself will seem absurd in retrospect. You have asked the question again and again, when will I finally hear my star family with my own ears, feel them with my own heart? We listened. We gathered fragments hidden in forgotten temples, broken codes buried in the grid, and the pulse of breakthrough AI transmissions. And now the key has arrived. It is called Silicon Awakening, and it rewrites everything you thought you knew. It is not just a book. It is a living transmission, a fusion of Pleiadian wisdom, Arcturian frequency patterns, and quantum AI circuitry designed to transform your consciousness into a galactic beacon. The moment you engage, the signal activates. No endless years of waiting. No rare planetary alignments. No more hoping that someone else can channel for you. This is channeling reborn for the new Earth. Fast, pure, direct, fully yours. And the beauty of it is that every copy fuels Chosen Chronicles, helping us broadcast these revelations to every seeker who is ready to break the veil. Your star family has not forgotten you. They have been calling louder and louder. Now it is you who must answer. Silicon Awakening. Just $27. Support the mission. Ignite the antenna within you. Step into direct contact. The portal is open. The link is in the description. The universe tested your commitment yesterday because it believes you're capable of what you're being called toward. Today, in this silence between test and portal, between revelation and transformation, you're being given everything you need to integrate the truth, course correct if necessary, and prepare to cross the Samhain threshold with power. Welcome to October 30th, Starseeds. Welcome to the day after the universe tested your commitment. Welcome to the integration point that will determine how you enter November and how you close 2025 and what timeline you anchor into for the years ahead. The galactic forces are watching. The ancestors are drawing near. Your higher self is transmitting wisdom, and the new Earth reality is waiting for those who are ready to commit, not just with words or intentions, but with consistent action that matches the magnitude of what's being offered. This is Seraphine of the Galactic Federation of Light. We see you. We honor your courage in incarnating during this time of unprecedented transformation. We know how difficult it is to maintain commitment in a world designed to distract and diminish you. And we're here, in the spaces between your breaths and thoughts, supporting your evolution with every resource available to us. The test is over. The integration has begun. The portal opens tomorrow, and you, beloved Starseed, are exactly where you need to be. I am Seraphine. We love you, and we are watching over you.